we're going to move on to the Sarabande by Handel, who's a British composer. And I want to tell a quick little story about Handel because I got to visit his house. If you go to London, you can go to the Handel house. And it still has this little 3-story house that he lived in. And on the second floor, they have his actual bed that he slept in. And it's the tiniest little bed. You can't imagine how short he must have been to sleep in that bed. And then, weirdly, on the 3rd floor, when we climbed up the stairs, it had all this Jimi Hendrix posters and paraphernalia and music playing. And we were super confused and wondering, what does Jimi Hendrix have to do with Handel? Well, it turns out that Jimi Hendrix was living on the 3rd floor of the Handel house when he died. So that's the last place that he lived before he died, was on the 3rd floor of the George Friedrich Handel house in London. This is a beautiful and very famous piece. It's a Sarabande, which is a dance, and it's a very stately dance. On the modern piano, generally we do use the pedal on this. I didn't mark it, but you'll want to lift it when you see rests and then put it back down when you see half-note chords that repeat. So it's in D minor. It's in 3/2, so it has it's marked grave. It's very slow, and there is kind of a gravitas to it, like a important depth of emotion to this piece. I'm going to go ahead and just play it, and then we'll talk a little bit about how to practice it. There's sets of variations after this, so you can also look that up and find more if you're interested, but they're more difficult than this. So because this is very homophonic, especially for a Baroque piece, it's a little bit unusual to have things stacked up so vertically. And you'll want to analyze the chords, so D minor, 2nd inversion, A major root. These fingerings are suggestions. You can use whatever fingering is comfortable for you, but notice, like in measure 3, I have, instead of 5-3-1, I have 4-2-1, which sets you up so you're already prepared for this B flat. And you might want just 3-2-1 instead of moving to a 4. So fingering, now that you're getting more advanced, you'll have to find your own way based on the shape of your hand and the size of your hand. I have a 4 here, but a 3 would work as well, because then you'd be set up for the A. And then there's this passing tone in the alto, which is really beautiful. And meanwhile, left hand has more of a walking bass pattern, octaves, connecting the harmonies. So F major, C major, walking down to G minor, D minor, and then walking back to the repeat. So this is a very beautiful piece. The challenge is fingering and doing a very careful job of pedaling so it's not over-pedaled. Please don't over-pedal this. You don't want anyone to really know that you're using pedal. That's when you know it sounds good. So just pedal for resonance, but not to connect all kinds of chords that are not written as a connected harmony. So, for instance, on walking bass lines, definitely you do not want pedal in Baroque music when the bass line's moving down in a stepwise fashion. So if you pedal, I'm just going to show you, I'm pedaling now, pedal, I lift it, pedal, lift, pedal. So I'm really just pedaling the half note repeated chords, and then I lift it for everything in between. And it gives it that kind of gravitas as each walking bass moves to the next harmonic center.